Great. How are you?
Okay. I'm good. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
My pleasure. It's an honor. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, well, we're looking forward to learning about your business. Julie is a chef. She specializes in teaching and instruction, and she started her business 6 years ago. So we're going to find out today 4 things from her. We're going to find out why she did it, why did she start her own business. We're going to talk about how she did it, how did she start it, and how did she grow it. We're going to talk about the results in her life, both personally and professionally, and then we're going to talk more about what she does. So, Julie, let's just start with why. Why did you decide to start your own business?
Originally, just because I love what I do. I had been a chef abroad for 5 years, on and off, on charter yachts and on dive boats, and doing a lot of different kinds of cooking all around the world. And so I had been away for 5 years, and I thought, I love what I do, I'm great at it, I want to start a business where I can put my favorite parts about what I do into a service that really helps people. At the time, I didn't even know there was such a thing as a personal chef industry, because I'd been abroad for so long, and I came back and lo and behold there was at least something started. So it wasn't like I was creating from scratch, but I walked into it and started my own thing, and learned some things from others, and then really took my own stand on a lot of things too. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, where did you go? Were you on boats just all over the world?
Yeah, I started in dive boats off of California, so we went out to the Channel Islands, and I had groups of about 40 people or so, give or take, and I'd cook for them for anywhere from 3 to 5 days at a time. So having never really cooked professionally before, just for fun, that was a huge step and a huge learning experience. I didn't have really any training, so I read The Joy of Cooking, and I read cooking magazines and just played, and I was a vegetarian, cooking heaps of meat, so I learned quick, and I loved being out there doing what I love to do and enabling other people to do what they love to do. Everyone was having fun, they'd come in, get nourished, and then they'd go back out diving, and so it was a great way for me to kind of fulfill a lot of different passions. I dove a ton, and I would then take the off seasons, and I would take all the money I just made and then go travel. And when I would travel, I'd take cooking lessons and get small jobs and stay with families and learn to cook. So it just it turned into a real kind of all-inclusive travel, worldly, cultural, culinary love. So I brought a lot of that back with me.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Who gets to have this life?
That was my before life. I mean, I ended up traveling. I lived in Alaska for a while, Mexico for 1.5 years. I had my own sailboat for a long time and worked when I'd get to docks and do dinner parties. And I mean, I really did live it up. And then I came here, started my business. I have a family now, and so it really is my before life, but I'm really glad I got that experience both professionally and personally, because now I don't have regrets about what I could have done, should have done, all of that. So I hope to travel again someday, but it's a nice reason to be stuck at home, to be again doing what I love and having a family.
Yeah, awesome. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I traveled a lot too, and I got it out of my system. I don't even care if I go again.
That's good.
Anyway. If you'd like to find out how she did it and what the results have been in her life, both personally and professionally, you can watch the full interview at the Bloom channel. Okay, and then last thing is just talking a little bit more about what you do. And we were talking about how you're doing in-home cooking classes and parties in San Diego and Miami. And so tell us a little bit about what those parties are like.
Well, I think people have a general concept of what it means to have a dinner party. But a lot of people have dinner parties. It's similar to going out to a restaurant, except it's more customized and you're in your home. But people also really love watching cooking, learning cooking, looking through cookbooks. I mean, everybody these days watches Food Network and scans through Bon Appetit, and even if they don't cook, it still is there's an element of entertainment there and inspiration. We've got the whole farm to table movement going on, which is really great. We've been cooking that way since the beginning of either of our careers, and yet now it's got a lot of notoriety, but people are wondering, how do I do that? How do I access my local farms? How do I get that fresh local produce and then transform it to something that's really delicious on my table for my guests? So what I do, and where my passion really comes in, is empowering people how to do that, whether it's cooking healthier for you, for your family, how to cook for a certain dietary need. Maybe you just found out you're gluten-free, dairy-free, whatever that might be for you. I love to teach that style. Or if you want to do just a really fun party with your friends or a cooking class with your friends and focus more on gourmet food, I still do a healthy twist. I mean, we're not doing hamburgers and french fries, but we're doing things that are fun to cook, fun to eat, and still bring in that, that local, that organic, that really fresh feel and taste. So basically, I want to empower more people to cook well.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. That was really interesting to learn about where you come from and what you've done with your business. So
Yeah.
thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me.